Hello everybody, this is ISmileyzI once again, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. On this episode, we're going to be getting into case number 2, Turnabout Sisters. Now ideally I would like each of these parts to be either an investigation or a trial, so like this part would be investigation 1 and then the next part would be the first trial, but if it does last too long, I might have to split each of them into 2 parts. So we have Mia talking to someone named Maya, which if you've heard of the Phoenix Wright series and haven't heard of Maya, might have to give you the Winston Payne Award for incompetency. No, I'm just kidding, but yeah, this is Maya. Mia's sister. And apparently she's calling because she wants Maya to hold some evidence. Upcoming trial, huh? She doesn't feel safe keeping the evidence there. Interesting. A clock. Why are you giving her a clock? Oh, that clock. Yeah, Phoenix kind of spoiled what happens in this introduction here because he's at Spoil Sport. Phoenix is that guy in the comments that leaves massive spoilers. Oh, the clock's not talking right now. Why is it not talking? Okay, she had to take the clockwork out. Ah, put papers inside it. Alright. And that would be the evidence. Alright. So Maya's gonna come pick up the evidence at around 9 o'clock? Ah, burgers. I had a burger the other day, because if you guys don't know, I was on vacation last week, and yeah, I said I might only be making 1 or 2 videos, and then proceeded to upload every day. But anyways, yeah, I had this burger. It was like barbecue bacon, and it was ginormous. Must have been like 4,000 calories. Like I don't know how anyone could eat the whole thing. It was tasty, but very fattening. It's like a heart attack on a plate. Alright, conversation recorded. This conversation will end up being quite important. Alright, we're at the Fay & Co. law offices. Who's this? What papers? See what over there? How do you know that the thinker had the papers in it? Cogniferous? That's not even a word. Oh, what's that? Eternal silence? Well, that... Ugh. Man. Red, white, and blue? Gonna honor America before your death? So yes, Mia got killed. Well, it's not evident yet, but it's pretty obvious. So Mia got killed by some foppish man with blue hair. I think his hair is blue. Smell blood? Is that an actual smell? Like... Okay, so, this is the first instance of you actually being able to do something in the investigation. You can examine things on the screen, or move to different locations, or do other things, like we'll see in a couple minutes here, but right now we just have to move to the office. What does blood smell like? I know what it tastes like, but I don't know what it smells like. Well, someone's crying. Oh, sis, well they must be talking about Maya then. Chief! Chief! No! Phoenix Wright people will know who this girl is. Of course, it's rather obvious, but apparently she passed out. Yeah, I found it kind of odd. I remember when I first played this game, like, I played the third game first because I didn't know the order of which the games were in. Like, I didn't know there was a game called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And it was the only game that the store had, so I bought that one. But this was the second game I played, and I was really surprised to see that they killed Mia off so early in the game. I don't know, I mean, I think they could have waited to kill her off. Like, they could have killed her off in this game, of course, but the second case, I mean, that seems a little bit early. But anyways, you can move back to the other screen, and this little arrow down at the bottom lets you move to different sections of the screen if they exist. And now it's time to examine what you gotta do. You can examine everything separately, but the main thing you're supposed to do is just examine the body itself. Struck on the head with a blunt object, which we know what that is. Thinker statue, or clock. Well, I guess it's a statue now because the clockwork was taken out. Yes, the thinker is added to the court record. And there's some glass shards, which are the remnants of the glass light stand in the corner. Piece of paper must have fallen from Mia's hand. And once you examine the body, you can see there's a little piece of paper right here that you can examine. You can examine the glass shards and the thinker statue separately, but you won't get them in the evidence unless you examine the body itself, for some reason. Oh, it says Maya. Well, that's odd. Clearly, we know Maya didn't do it. Normally, when you see someone kneeling next to their sister's dead body, crying crying a river, you usually wouldn't suspect them of killing them. Unless it was accidental, I suppose. But clearly this death was non-accidental. Call the police and find out what that girl was doing. Now you can do this before you examine the body, but since you're already on that screen, it's logical to examine the body first. What you need to do is examine the telephone. Now I can't guarantee on these investigations that I won't get stuck sometimes. I did play through the game before recording this, but I still might forget a couple things. So, you guys will get to laugh at my suffering sometimes, possibly. Oh, who is this? Someone's screaming from outside the window. It's a pink-haired chick with cleavage. More cleavage. She's holding a phone in her hands. Alright, so apparently she called the police, and we were unable to call the police because the phone was broken because screws were loose. So the only thing we could do now is go back to the law offices. Not the office, but the law offices. Okay. There she is. Yeah, who are you? Maya Fey. We already know who she was. And I'm assuming that if you're watching this LP, you probably played through the game, so of course you know who this is. So Mia was writing that girl's name. Very interesting. Show the receipts. Now, this is going to unlock 2 new options. The talk option and the present option. You can talk to Maya, but you don't have to. If you just present the receipt to her, you can just proceed right away, but I don't know, I like to go through all the talk options first. Clearly she came in and she was already dead. Pretty apparent. We already know that because we heard the phone conversation in the introduction. Thinker. Alright, so yeah, that's the only thing you can talk to her about, but let's just go ahead and present the receipt and move on with the investigation here. Yes, that is your name. Congratulations. You already know you know your own name. Although if you played the first case of the second game, Phoenix has a little bit of trouble sometimes. Yeah, why would Mia write her name? Huh. Well, clearly Maya didn't do it, so she must be framed. She must have been framed. Who's this scruffy guy? Gumshoe. Okay. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw a murder. Yes, the pink-haired woman. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay? Alright, yeah, I don't really know what voice to give Gumshoe, because I just honestly don't know what kind of voice he would have, because he's supposed to be, like, the incompetent detective, but... Whoa! Excuse me. Excuse me? Why did I say it like that? This word Maya here mean anything to you? What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of voice that Gumshoe would have, but I don't know what other voice to give him. So Phoenix was also taken in for questioning. Didn't get out the next day, eyes were heavy, couldn't sleep. Alright, so this is the detention center. You'll be seeing this room quite a lot throughout the game. And the other games, for that matter. It doesn't really change. Oh, good morning! Nice weather we're having, isn't it? Are you going to be my attorney? Let's see. I don't know which option to pick. I guess I'll pick... Of course I will! Yeah, gotta cheer up. Yeah, of course I will. Cheer up! Really? Man, Phoenix, you really don't know how to cheer girls up, do you? Who believe you? Well, I believe you, Maya. Can I be your attorney? 'Cause I believe you. I guess I technically am acting as Phoenix. She's heard about me. First time in court. How'd it go? It's quite the scene. Huh, so he crashed and burned? He's a genius. Strike fear into the hearts of evil types. That's Phoenix Wright for you. Huh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get into trouble now. You might want to wait, give him 3 more years. That's what she said. I'm sorry. There's the... I didn't mean to trouble you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia, I get so angry. Wonder what kind of alternate personality Phoenix would have. It's kind of something to think about. Yes? Yeah, what's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? People with religious training? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium. In training. A spirit medium? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to impersonate Maya, because she's a character that, spoilers, appears throughout the whole game and the other games. So I don't want to make a fool of myself for sounding like a girl like that for that long. Okay. This morning she got a call. We heard that call. Wanting to hold on a piece of evidence, which is the clock that was referenced and was featured in the last case. Yes, she had... She put papers in it, which we really don't know what they were. Alright, so it turns out that the conversation was recorded, which we did already know that too, because at the end it said conversation recorded. But we're going to get it as evidence. Oh, Gumshoe took it. Gumshoe must have took the cell phone. Okay, we can ask about the day of the crime again, it seems. Yes, we've already heard this. We've already heard this part. But, so you think this part's new? How do you smell blood? Does it actually have a smell? It's not like... Well, I mean, when I bleed, I don't really smell my blood, but... Does blood really have a smell? I mean, it must be, since both of them smelled her blood. I guess, maybe Mia's blood is special? Well, it is special, but, maybe it's special smelling? Alright, so Mia apparently is also a spirit medium, or had spiritual powers, but she left to become a lawyer. For some reason. ESP and all that? In training. Oh, well, I guess that would be too easy if we could call Mia Spirit. I suppose. This is the address of a famous lawyer. Isn't it kind of like a kick to the ribs for a lawyer to to ask another lawyer to represent someone else? Because it's like, oh, she doesn't want me to represent her. Because it's kind of like telling that other lawyer that you suck. But sure, I guess we'll do it. But I still think it's kind of funny. Wow, Phoenix, you really don't know how to talk to... You really don't know how to cheer people up, do you? And the trial's tomorrow. Oh man, well we better hurry to the lawyer's office and what? Better hurry to the lawyer's office and ask for a representative.